Hey, we are live, y'all. All right, y'all. Welcome to Let's Chat. Hey, T.
Hey, Lee, please tell me you can hear me tonight, girl.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yep, everything is syncing perfectly.
All right. How was your day, T? Hey, y'all.
Yeah, you see, I strolled up in here a few minutes to kick off. It's one of those days. It's one of those days. But
Me
you know
too.
what? We're gonna make
Yeah, me too. Me too. It has been a day. It has been a long day, and it ain't even over. This ain't over yet.
We can't take it anymore, Lee.
Welcome to Let's Chat, you guys. Open us up, T.
Absolutely. Hello, everybody, and thanks so much for joining us this Monday night. We have an awesome show set up for tonight, Lee. It's going to be very informative. So we hope you guys have your pens and papers available. But for all those that are tuning in for the very first time, welcome, and we appreciate you guys for joining us. But Lissha and I started Let's Chat about 6-7 years ago because we are avid readers, and we started off just celebrating literature because we love to read. And when we get together and start reading, it's like everything else just fades away. But we used to do it in a royal way. But now we celebrate so much more than just literature. We just celebrate the dopeness of all the arts. And our show allows all of our guests and our audience to interact in a fun, intimate, and friendly environment. We get to hear the passion behind what it is that they do. And y'all know, but we know that someone can let one of our guests share with them. And we so enjoy them.
Guest in here today, Jamal Johnson. He'll be in at 6:30. I'm so excited, but did y'all hear for Trump? So, CNN is my friend sometimes. Normally I watch Victoria, but when I can't watch Victoria's commentary, I watch CNN. So apparently the New York prosecutor, it's a whole mess. It's just a whole mess.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently the Manhattan prosecutor on Monday asked a federal judge to dismiss President Trump's lawsuit challenging a subpoena for his financial records. Mm-hmm. So this is all over these taxes. He's trying to hide these taxes.
Mm-hmm. The taxes that he doesn't want anyone to see.
Yes. So apparently they're emphasizing that their investigation extends beyond just hush money payments and points to the public points to public reports of extensive protracted criminal conduct.
Oh boy.
So they trying to get them. They going after them.
Wow.
They following the money.
Absolutely.
They about to be like Al Capone, because that's all they got Al Capone on was money.
The money. Yeah. But we are like literally countdown to vote. And this year has been like no other election day in past history. He's been in there almost 4 years now, and he hasn't produced one iota piece of paper regarding his taxes. And that's something that should have been done years ago.
Yeah,
So it's
it
like
should have been required.
it is required. Even with me working in law, when a person holds a public office, it's something called financial disclosure, and
Mhm.
that's needed, and that's required by all people that serve. I mean, I did it for years, and it's not the most pleasant thing to do when I had to, to do that for one of my bosses, but it's something that has to be done, whether you like it or not. It's required. So he's gotten away with this for so many years, and it's going to go way beyond election day, which, once again, everyone, please get out and vote. And also, Lisa, we talk about voting, but a lot of people tend to not realize that it's not just, the legislative part of voting.
Mhm.
You have so many levels of voting, and it really needs to start within your community. And I
Yep.
think I posted on my page the difference between the different legislations. And a lot of people don't really understand that it doesn't stop with the president. There's levels to it. There's levels to it, and we all have to be accountable for who we have in office representing us.
Absolutely, and I don't think it doesn't even start with the president. It starts
Mhm.
with your local,
Right.
your the chief of police, the mayor, the
The
body
judges.
that goes over the city, judges,
Mhm.
and I think that if you make those that foundation, which is the foundation, your governors, your senators, when you make that foundation strong,
Mhm.
it doesn't matter what the president want to do
Mhm.
because he has to answer to the foundation. So the
Mhm.
foundation has to be strong and it has to stand in integrity as well. So these people have to have integrity.
Right.
We
Right.
just can't go voting all willy nilly just because now. We
And
have
saying
to
my
be
vote don't.
intentional.
Right. And you can't say your vote doesn't count, because some people just sit in office year after year after year with
And
all
don't nobody vote them out.
right, with all the antiquated, ideals, and they are constantly pushing their antiquated ideas through the system,
Mm-hmm.
and it may not necessarily be beneficial to us. So we have to pay attention to our local voting, our local politicians, that you have to hold them accountable. Put someone in an office that you want to represent you and your family and your community.
Absolutely. Last month when the different countries stated that they were not going to let they were banning Americans from their country, I was
Mhm.
like, it seems like it's more of a not a ban just for corona, but
Mhm.
like them holding us accountable, saying, listen, you voted for these people, y'all need to get them in order or y'all can't come visit here no more.
Right. And also,
Y'all need to get y'all together.
right, and also as a reprimand for the United States banning others, according to our
Well, the
people.
bans I can understand. Honestly, I can understand the bans because if you don't have your house in order, if you are a parent, I can't send my kids to your house if you don't have your house in order.
Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? But
But
we
I,
don't have our house in order. And so
mhm,
now they have to hold us accountable by saying, you, the people, vote for these people. And you, the people, are responsible for making sure that there is order. So because things are out of order and you have the wrong people in office,
mhm,
these are the consequences.
mhm.
You guys have to do better. You have to make better choices. You have to put better people into office for your country.
Okay, but I hear what you're saying. I gotta have a, I gotta be coming back. But in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, people, I think that the president closed off China because he wants to say it's the China virus so that he can use that platform in order to constantly say, well, I closed China. Well, I closed it to the Europeans. When in fact, they had already come through the United States. So I felt that that was just a plug. And this is just my opinion, a plug
Mm-hmm.
for them to say, well, look what I did. Well, look what
Right.
I did. You're not celebrating me for what I did, but I did this and I did, but you didn't address the issue and you didn't address the problem.
That's
And
right.
that's
Because
why
we still
the
got the
United
problem.
States is in this predicament that we are in now. Now, y'all know I try not to get on my political soapbox, but Leaf done took me there tonight.
I love T. Y'all listen. One thing about coronavirus is people think it's going to be cured. They think it's going to go away. It is not.
Right.
It is a cousin of SARS. SARS has been here since what, 2013.
Mm-hmm.
And so we have to be more mindful about how we are doing things, how we are in public. I'm not into the whole separation thing, like you just separate everybody, because that whole world order thing, I'm sorry, that conspiracy is just,
Mm-hmm.
it's there. Like, why we got to be separate when you just told us we got to wash our hands. Now you don't want us to use sanitizer and wear masks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Right. There's so much that we don't really know about this virus, and it's not gonna, no matter how much people say, oh, it'll be over, it's not real, it's just a hoax, it's gonna be with us for a while. First and foremost, because it's not being taken seriously world, across the country.
It's going to be here like the flu.
It's gonna be here and it's gonna touch people in ways that they felt that they couldn't be touched, and it's sad because a lot of these deaths are not just numbers, these are families.
Yeah,
These are not just numbers that are going up, these are family members that have been lost. you know
absolutely.
these are and it's not just affecting the elderly, it's affecting everybody. It really
Well,
is.
when you think of SARS affects everybody. It doesn't have an age bracket on it. It doesn't
Mhm,
have a time limit on it. If you go
mhm,
back to 1918, it took them 2 years to get the Spanish flu in order.
mhm.
It's going to take.
Oh no, at least you froze. I don't know if you can still hear me,
Am I
but
froze?
okay, you're coming back.
Oh, you're froze. See, now you're froze. Look, God trying to tell us something. We gonna stop talking about coronavirus.
We hear you. We hear you.
Right. Look, you don't have to tell us twice,
No,
but we just need the one warning.
that's it.
Shout out to everybody. Shout out to Teresa B. Howe. Shout out to our watchers, Pierre D. Chambers. Shout out Mr. Chambers. Shout out to author Chima Hill Burton. Shout out to Niecy Jones Parsons. Hey, y'all. Hey.
Hey.
Shout out to S.M. Foster. He actually has a good children's book coming out. His whole platform is awesome. And
Hmm.
shout out Lori Moley. Hey
Okay.
y'all, hey, welcome to Let's Chat Live.
Hey,
So see,
y'all.
so we have our very first guest. He's gonna come and kick it in the chat room with us. This guest is very near and dear to us because he allowed us to place Let's Chat on his platform, which is Ebony TV. But he's more than just a media specialist. He is an actor, he is a producer, so he does so much. We've had him on Let's Chat before talking about his movies. And so he's going to come in, talk about Ebony TV, and also talk about just a little bit about business. I think the business side of anything is not talked about enough.
Hmm.
People go into situations and they bump around in the dark. They're not quite sure.
Hmm.
Until they figure it out or they do some research. So it's important now we're able to have people that can say, okay, this is what this is. This is what that is. You
Hmm.
know. And so we have Jamal. We're gonna bring him in.
All right. How y'all doing?
Jamal.
How y'all doing?
We are good. Welcome. So, for all of those that aren't aware of who you are, tell everybody a little bit about yourself and your journey.
I am Jamal Johnson, and I have come a long, long way in the media field. I started out in about 1999, um, and I got my first music video on BET. From there, I went on to do stuff with Wu-Tang Clan, and I did a film and two music videos with them, and then never looked back. Eventually, I I did a lot in film, and where I saw a problem where my business was that stressed me out was my business was service based, and I had done a lot of stuff: music videos, movies, anything under the media umbrella that you can think of. I did it. But the problem was it was a service-based business. Service-based business meaning that I had to depend on people to pay
Yeah.
me. You get what I
Mhm.
mean? So, there was a point where, you know, I dropped out. I disappeared off the face of the earth. I wouldn't take no projects. Then I got an opportunity, and I learned products was the way. So what I did in a nutshell was take my knowledge of film ever since 1999, and I did a DVD on how to shoot music videos, how to edit music videos, put up a website. In my first 3 days, I made $1,200 just off a DVD that I did.
Oh wow.
Turned around and made more products and more products based on the media industry. And from there, I took the business full time, and ever since then, it's just been a very, very fun, happy adventure.
Absolutely. So you
Yeah.
still do a service-based business, but you kind of pivoted in that process to where you expanded your vision to be able to include more, to know that service include a lot more than just what you were doing at the time.
Well, here's where the problem is at, where I was failing at, is because well, at one point, well, okay, so one, I've never actually done anything for free as far as like media work and things like that. But the problem where it was like I was so dependent
Uh-oh.
on. I'm sorry.
You okay, Lee?
Oh, yeah, you're back now.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I was so dependent on service based, that it's fed up into where like my prices weren't right. That was one thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I did, along with a whole bunch of other stuff that I focused on to make me happy in business, is I adjusted my prices. I started putting up things in place that filtered out the right business. And, when I started adjusting my prices, putting up rules that make me happy when engaging business with me,
Mm-hmm.
what I did, I saw the quantity filter down, but the quality went up of my business, and that's where everything started to turn around.
Mm-hmm. Jamal, we often talk about here on Let's Chat quality over quantity. And even as we talk about it on the level of books and literature. I'd
Yes,
rather
ma'am.
have a quality book than the quantity. I'd rather you put out a book every months to a year than every other week. Because I know that that product that you're going to give me is worth the money that I'm going to spend. It
Yes,
means that
ma'am.
you put time into cultivating that book. So it's interesting that you have taken it and shared with us that it also applies in the media industry.
Yes, ma'am.
No, can you expand a little bit on how the two relate to you taking quality over quantity and what aspect?
Well, my personal happiness.
Oh,
So where I'm at, what matters to me is it's a tier thing where I'm
mhm,
at. My
mhm,
life is not focused on money because I make enough money making products and everything.
right.
So if you went to a tier, everything that I focus on, just say like any products that I take on, my happiness comes first.
Okay.
Right.
And what I mean by are they meeting the requirements to do business with me? And
Mhm,
if
Mm-hmm.
they are, then we can move forward from there and everything. But it it and I hope that answers your gateways in place. And what matters most is my happiness. And then another thing too is I'm selective about who I work with.
mhm,
And again, it's because I focus my business at one point in my life to go to products and not so much service based. So now services, we pick and choose who we want to deal with. Our prices filter out,
mhm,
anybody that can't meet these certain requirements that I put up to do business with me.
Mm-hmm.
And in turn, it works for my happiness and then makes my business run good.
mhm, mm. Okay.
Absolutely. Now, in business, there are so many different directions you have to go through. You have to make so many different changes depending on what's going on. So during the pandemic, how have you had to adjust your steps in the media industry?
Okay, so that's an interesting question. So, okay, way before the pandemic happened, I had a movie out called Midtown, and it was my first like NC rated 17 movie, and also my last theatrical release probably ever for as long as I live.
Mhm.
And something happened at that release that made me imagine a world where the theaters were shut down,
Mm,
permanently. What if there was a world without theaters? Now, again, this was before the pandemic and everything.
Mhm.
Boom, not too long after I said that, my last release, the pandemic hit. The theater started shutting down.
Mhm.
Um, Prior to that, many, many years in beta, secretly, I had a TV network up and going. Nobody knew about it. It was getting hits and everything, but nobody knew about it. It was going under a whole new name. And for some reason, it was sitting back there. I had it developed, running for 4 years. And, one thing that was stopping it was, the name. The name that I had for it was just plain stupid.
Mhm.
So, and then it was, the format. It was a couple of other things. So I say all that to say what the pandemic forced me to do is to bring that TV network out of beta and bring it, because now we couldn't rely on the theaters to bring our theaters. And then on top of that, I also, every theater or every movie that I've released in theaters, we've sold out at least twice. So that's kind of off my bucket list now. I don't want to do it no more. I want to conquer TV now. So that's where we're at. The pandemic has forced me to, one, bring this TV network, out of the dark. And then two, teach other people, which, part of our businesses, we do teach media, but it's also forced me to reach out to other people and teach them, look, the traditional ways of doing media, doing things like that, it's different now.
Mhm.
You're not going to have cast, you're not going to have crew. It's going to be harder to get locations. Things are changed, but I've already planned for stuff like that. So now I can pass that knowledge on and say, this is what you're going to be dealing with. If this virus doesn't go away, and things never get worse or anything, at least you can sustain your business through media
Mhm.
doing it this way.
Mhm.
And so, yeah, that's what mainly made me do that. I was already doing everything online, not taking cash. I've been a cashless business for years.
Mhm.
So we were already set up, totally electronically.
Mhm.
It's just our media wasn't pointing in the right direction, so to
Right.
speak. So,
right. Absolutely. And I want to say that it coronavirus has changed for maybe the smaller entities.
mhm,
But they still have been making movies behind the scenes on the down low. You got and shout out to Tyler Perry because he got Fort Knox
mhm.
over there and he's like, listen, y'all gonna be here on this lot. We got a hotel, we got restaurants, but y'all gonna
Mhm.
be right here on this lot
Yep.
for the next 6 months. Cause we got some
Yep.
filming to do, but y'all gonna be right here. And he's
Yep.
like, I got a whole area for you. If you get sick, we even got that for you too. But
Yes,
let me
ma'am.
just
Yes,
know
ma'am.
y'all not leaving this lot. And I think a lot of studios are doing that where they're bringing the cast members for their different shows. They're bringing them in under the radar. So, like, look, you can't let nobody know what you're doing, but you need to come to work. And
Hmm.
everything is different now. So now they already get there at 0:30 in the morning, so now it's a different process. But if I look at my social media, more and more stars that are on shows, movies, they are going back to work.
Hmm.
And it seems like they're away from home a longer period of time because the process is a little different.
Yes. Hmm.
Now, I will say the music industry, because you mentioned Wu-Tang Clan,
Hmm.
I think that hip hop has got it has been revived during this pandemic. What are
Hmm.
your thoughts about that?
Well, one thing is, okay, so there was one point where I wasn't listening to any radio at all. I would just drive everywhere I would go. I just think in silence. And then one day I started listening to the radio again, and and I found a new love for radio. So let's put it like that. So then I got away from radio because I put a new system in my car and everything, and I'm listening to old stuff that people don't listen to anymore. So when I was listening to it, there's a lot of Drake, the same song over and over again. I think that it has forced, from what I heard last, yes, everything is forced to change different, and some really, really, really hot stuff is coming out because of it. Because
Absolutely.
everything is changed up. And you know what? That not only goes for music, but you know what? And it is, and if it's not, it should force people like film, books. If you can't be around a lot of people, especially for films, change your narrative around the situation, like solo movies or
Mhm.
movies
Right.
where there's only two people. And you know what? The less people, in my opinion, that you have to work with, especially on film projects, the more creative and the more better it is. So yeah, in terms of music, I have heard some really, really cool stuff that I don't think that the radio would even pursue or push out, and I'm hearing online. So yes.
Mhm.
Right, because I mean, if you think about it, you got D Nice. Everybody thinks D Nice just came out. No, D
Yeah.
Nice been out for like, look, 40 years now. You know what I'm
Uh-huh.
saying? So you got Bun B has a new album. Slim Thug has a new. All the
Hold up,
artists.
what? Oh, yo, those are two
I
people that
hear
I
you.
love. I love down south, so I didn't even know they came out with CC. You put me on to something. I love those two people. I still listen to their old stuff now, so that's
Mhm.
tight. Okay.
Yeah, Bun B has a new album out. Slim Thug has an album out. Scarface got something coming out. Like everybody
Yeah.
got. I think Shabba Ranks got something coming out. So all the people that we used to listen to are like coming out. And they
hmm
are, that's what I mean about hip hop being revived, where we're
Yes.
starting to see some of our old time favorites saying, okay, let's put this one last one out where they can start. They found their niche to where they can start up. I
hmm
haven't seen so many DJs in my life. Listen,
Yeah. Yeah.
Instagram is DJville. You got young DJs, old school DJs. You got DJs. You got verses where you get to
hmm
have that experience. You got artists giving just virtual shows. Like, listen, you can watch Charlie Wilson for 30 minutes and not even pay $150.
I know, I know. The game has changed, and you know what? To be honest, everybody needs to prepare for it to never be the same again. And this is the beginning of the new norm. We'll definitely probably see more at home concerts from the biggest stars ever, or maybe they'll still just rent out concerts where there's like nobody there and everything,
But
Mhm.
just
you know,
solo. So
right, and you know what I thought about just like a couple of months ago? Copyright is going to change again.
yeah,
Copyright is going to change to where people can stream it. Like when people are streaming it, they might not be able to sell it, but I think something's going to happen in there to a lot for the DJs that are on social media or the people,
yep,
the artists on social media that are playing their music, where the industry is going to have to learn how to, we can't fight it, we got to learn how to get in it. If we want to control
absolutely.
something, get in the middle of it. And so I
hmm
think that's going to be another reset. I don't know how they're going to do it. I just know that it's coming.
hmm
It's gonna be a change so that um, the record companies are able to sustain, and they're going to make it so, okay, how can we get this and make money off of it at the same time? So
Yep.
I think that that's going to be a lot changing. So tell us a little bit about Ebony TV and what your vision is for that brand.
Okay, so ebny.tv is 100% free TV. And what it is if you go to ebny.tv, there's no cost, there's no signups, it's just free TV. And to be more specific, it's free TV featuring Black content, Black movies, Black original series, Black music videos. Everything is Black there, down to the sponsorship, down to major branding commercials. everything is African American there. And again, it is 100% free. And the thing is, what's different about ebny.tv, when you go there, it's like old school TV. So when you go there, you just watch TV and it's in a linear feed. So just like old school, one show comes on, you got another show comes on, you get a movie come on,
Mhm.
a variety of different things. So it's not like an on-demand service where you got a big gigantic grid of a million movies you got to get through, and then you lose track of,
Mhm.
oh, I was looking for a movie. Now I don't want to watch anything. Let's just watch regular TV.
Mhm.
So we're not like that. We're just one simple video feed,
Yeah.
and you just watch, sit back, cast to your TV, and enjoy Black content.
Okay. And how do you, I mean, what do you look for, Jamal, when you search for new product for EV and TV?
So the one thing that we look for, we have, okay, so one thing that I do want to let everybody know is that we are very, very simple and easy to work with. Our requirements are your video have to be at least 1980 by 20 by I'm sorry, 1980 by 1020 resolution, HD resolution basically minimum.
Mhm.
But most important, your sound has to be connected to an external mic. So any video, even it can be shot in 4K. If the audio is, coming through the actual camera and not hooked up to an actual mic, then we can't accept it. So the sound and video has to be pristine. Of course, we don't accept porn. We don't do anything like that.
Mhm.
But we don't filter you. If there's any sexual content or nudity, it has to be within the story. A part of the thing. But overall, original stories. We don't shut you down. We don't deny your submission, based on we don't agree with what you said in your content or anything like that. It's not like that. You meet those minimum requirements. There's a membership fee, and then you submit your work. And once we look at it and approve it, we upload it to the network, and you're in a feed where people will see it over and over and over again, for as long as your membership is active. So
Mhm.
it's
Mhm.
not like YouTube, or it's not like any of the other sites where anybody can upload their video and you get lost in a whole bunch of sea of other videos that don't have anything to do with what you're offering or saying.
Mhm.
This is more targeted to people who are looking for Black content. They want to see what small businesses, Black owned, that are around the world. ebny.tv is where you want to start watching.
I love it. I love it. Now, tell us a little bit about your goal moment. So a goal moment for us is when thought and execution come together. Normally, we talk ourselves out of tons of stuff. We're always talking ourselves out of stuff, but we will encourage others to do whatever they want to do. Sky's the limit.
Mm-hmm.
So, what was your goal moment like when you decided to say, "Okay, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm about to make the second move happen."
Okay, so I'm a juggernaut. That's one thing that you got to know about me. So if I have a thought in my head, just anything, and I 1% believe in it, that means I'm 100% in, and I go in and nothing stops me. So what happened with this network is, I had it up and running for 4 years. Our parent company is TMVTC, which stands for the Music Video Training Center. And at that time, when I had it in beta, that was the name of the network, TMVTC. And it just didn't sit right with me because that's a stupid name for a network. That's good for my company, the parent company,
Mhm.
but it's not what I wanted. So
Mm-hmm.
I sat and sat. And then one day it was like, okay, the Corona thing happened. I was like, okay, it's time to come up with a name. So here's where it got interesting. Um, I was thinking, okay, well, you know, let's try like Black TV. I was like, that's too black. Um, let's see, let's try Ebony spelled out. I was thinking of words that I could put black and then TV and everything. African American TV. Nah, that's too long. That it just didn't fit. There, none of these names, they were all stupid. I was like, no, none of these will work. So then I was like, okay, well, let's try Ebony spelled out .tv. And I can't remember if that was available, but I was like, that's too whack. Like, it's too long. It's just like, it's not there. So I sat back and I was thinking, I was like, huh. And then it hit me like this. I was like, what if I take this out? And what if I made Ebony almost like a TV station has call letters. A TV network has usually 4 letters in their name and everything. So I started taking out letters and I was like, all right, let me see if this works. So I jumped on my computer 2 seconds later, looked up the name, and it was available. I dropped my phone, cracked it, ran upstairs, grabbed my credit card, brought the name, and I was like, all right, yo, it's time. It's time. Immediately, and when I say as soon as I'm into something, I set the world on fire and I get it done immediately. So I started telling people that keep this quiet. I already brought by then I had already brought the name within maybe 10 minutes of me coming up with EB and Y, me finding it out it was
Mhm.
available.
Mhm.
That junk was purchased, and I purchased it for as long as I could. Like
Mhm.
I maxed it out. So from there, I knew my platform was there. The content was there because me alone, I
Mhm.
have over 500 pieces to contribute to the network by myself.
Mhm.
Mhm.
So then it was just like, well, that's kind of whack because all my stuff is straight, but I want to get more stuff. So I
Mhm.
started collecting, you know, within a day, we had, the website up. I had apps up and running. That was within 36 hours. I was testing. So and then a week later we were actually out and running tests with the audience and everything. So we were up and running from the time that I came up with a name within a week, and we had hit I think 11K viewers, 11,000 viewers, over I think over 100 apps within a 3-week period. So yeah, that was my go-to moment. That was like, oh yeah, and I ran with it.
That's awesome. Now, Jamal, outside of your own personal content, does the other content that you have on EBNY.TV, I keep saying Ebony TV,
No, you're good.
does it have to meet your approval, or, can it just be black content? Does it have
Well,
to be something that you enjoy watching, or what?
no, that's the whole thing with okay, so um your content will never ever be denied if as long as you meet the video requirements. However, there's one stipulation. Your content has to be created by an African American. So, a white person can't bring their content to our network
Mm,
and say, well, I've got black people in it. Well, that doesn't count. I'm sorry, but there's other networks that you can take your stuff to.
right.
There's a deeper meaning behind this. I could get into it, but you know, there's it just can't happen at this network because the network this isn't a general audience network.
Right.
And that's our stipulations.
Mhm.
That's our stipulations. Now, if I don't personally like it, I will never deny it on that
Okay.
because that's what the other networks do.
Mhm.
That's what the other networks do, and we don't do that here. We want to give everybody an opportunity as long as you have something visually good,
Right.
and the sound is good, you
Mhm.
know, and you can do your membership fee, then that's it. Then you're good. You're in. Let the world, and then we help you. We help you. We
Right.
don't just let you upload your stuff there. We help you with your advertising. We're there for you because we want you to succeed. So
Mhm.
So at least you must
Absolutely.
have met all those qualifications.
yeah, yeah.
Now, this is one thing I will say. Like, he is on my phone all the time. Like, please, did you? So he has been encouraging us to have our own network because we have our own kind of setup, and so that's what he's kind of been firing on me about like, listen, you can have your own network. You know, you can have people that have their own podcast on your network, on your network, on your network. So he's been drilling that into me. So we're gonna have the ability to have shows under our own network, as well as our shows. Just flip the other days that we don't have shows on. So we really appreciate you. You stay, you know, you stay on me. You stay on me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That's awesome. You know, you shared so much of yourself and your journey with us, Jamal. And
Thank you.
like we said at the top of the show, we hope people were taking notes. You know, because you know those jewels and those nuggets are people pay for that. You
Thank
know,
you.
just for that knowledge. And your knowledge has brought you to this point today. And Anisha and I always say here on the show, you know what you know because you know it. You
Thank you.
know? And this you're proof of that. So we
Thank
thank
you.
you so much for sharing and pushing us as well.
Thank you. No, no, I love you guys. Thank you so much for. I'm humbled to even know you. So
I'm glad to finally meet you as well.
yeah, yeah. I know we've never like yeah. I'm like mad excited. I'm trying to keep it like down. I'm mad excited to be here, but I'm trying to be cool about it.
Yes,
So
listen. Let me tell you, he called me today. When he called me, I heard it. I was like, relax. He's like, I'm excited. What do I need to do? I was like, you need to relax. I was like, relax. We got you. Just relax. Relax.
the the last 2 days, I was like, all right, we got to get this straight. We got to get there. And my whole setup is like mad simple, but it was like everything that I was going through the last couple of days, not even required, So
Yeah.
So
He
late.
was
Yeah.
right. He was over there. He had bells and whistles and everything. He called me and then he texted me and I had to call him. I was like, first thing I said was, relax.
yeah,
Relax. We got
yeah.
it. You're okay.
Thank you.
We got it. We got you. We got you. Now, you know, here on Let's Chat, you've been on our show before when you premiered your last movie. Here on Let's Chat, we do like to do something a little bit fun. You weren't able to participate in that last time,
Okay.
but this time you can participate. So Tia's going to give you a fun question.
All right, let's do it.
I don't come up with none of the questions. Let's just be
All
Tom.
right. All right.
Well, Jamal, like I just said, we so appreciate having you. Now relax.
All right. All right.
You good. You got this. It's not gonna be hard.
I'm excited. Let's do it. I'm excited.
Okay, you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You are stranded in a cabin in the hills, snow-covered hills. But all of a sudden, there's no electricity. Now, come nightfall, you only have a candle, a wood stove, and a gas lamp. But you only have one match. Which one do you light first?
Hmm. Oh, yeah. Hmm. The gas stove.
Is that the final answer?
You
Yes.
sure about that?
Yes.
You
Yes.
sure?
Yes. Yes.
He's panicking.
I'm ready.
Okay, I have to go.
Yo. Yo, you know what? I never get these right. I never ever get these right. One day, I'm gonna get it right.
But you know what I think it is? I think it's because, you know, as adults, we don't think outside of the box a lot of the times. And so we are serious most of the time. Most of the time we have serious thoughts, serious things. And so we tend to overlook small things. When we are distracted with larger things. But go ahead and tell them what it is, T.
But she say all that to say, the answer is you like the match first.
You know what? Okay, just to be fair, so that whole time I was literally thinking of me finding something to carve pictures on the wall and then just figure out, see in the morning when the light comes. Oh, yo, I did that on the wall. Tight, yo. That's where my head was really at, yo. So
Oh goodness, we so appreciate you coming to keep with us on Let's Chat Live. We want you to shout out all of their social media. Let people know where they can put their commercials and contact on content on Ebony TV. Where can they get in contact with you for that?
Yes, please, everybody, listen. If you know any Black filmmakers, anybody with an original series, any Black-owned business, listen, listen, listen. You need to take my number down. 858-848-6882. Our website is www.ebny.tv. Go up there and embrace the Blackness that is our network and see where you can fit in. I urge you to give us a call. We can tell you what you need to do. Our social media is also ebny.tv, or I'm sorry, ebny TV for all our social media. Please go there. We urge you to. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. And their prices are reasonable.
Yes.
Jamal, in case they didn't get it the first time.
Yes, it's ebny.tv. And for our membership prices,
scrolling across the bottom.
yes, and it is. And the thing is, not only, and if you could just throw out our membership fees as far as like, coming on board with our network, if you just even forget all of that, we're a fair business. We're not there to take your content. We don't even make any money off your content or anything like that. We actually help you make money off your content. We don't even touch it. So we're actually a very, very fair TV network and media entity all around. And you won't get a deal anywhere else, especially on the other side. So no, that's what we are.
That's awesome. You can't get any better than that.
Absolutely, absolutely. We so appreciate you coming and kicking with us in the chat room. I will talk to you soon. I talk to you almost every day. I appreciate you.
I know. I love you guys. Thank you so much. And thank you for having me.
What we're going to be doing is he's going to be doing a segment on Let's Chat Radio. It's going to be a business segment where you guys can send in your business questions, and at a certain point in time in the show, he's going to come in and he's going to answer those questions. So you can always send your questions in to thechatradioshow@gmail.com, and you can make sure you put the subject of business so that we know these are the questions for the new segment that's going to be on Let's Chat.
And only send questions in if you're ready to hear the very, very, very harsh truth in a way that only I can deliver. So
Yo, just keeping it real though. You don't want time wasted, because you can't get that time back once it's wasted.
Absolutely. And if you're talking to me, I don't want you to fail. So I'm going to give it to you rough. Right. So,
right.
But I look forward to it.
But thanks again.
We so appreciate you. We thank you for coming and kicking with us, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you. I love you guys. Everybody, please be safe. Thank you so much for listening.
You're welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye.
That was awesome. That was funny.
Yeah, it was. I love it. I love it. I love it. We appreciate you guys coming to kick it with us today. We're going to take a brief break, and we will be right back.
All right.